I feel like I haven't done this in forever. I think I've only skipped Sunday, but what's up, Dylan? But we're back at it. So let's dig in. We've got our Monday footage. Whoops, we don't want Discord. There we go. All right. Mitchell and Jordan starting us off. Danny and Caleb getting a fresh one. Cole walking around, brace free. Love to see it. Healing quickly. I feel like Mitchell just struck Jordan in the neck. It's pretty awesome. Me and Nicholas. I thought you and Dylan were actually gonna like do something there, Cole. I saw that happening. I was like, oh, good. Cole's like doing guard retention or something. Good. Let me know. I'll do it with you. I'm doing it with Joe when he's there. Ah, I was so close on that arm drag. Little too far away with my head position, I think, but felt good. How did Caleb and Danny get on the ground? Did Danny pull? I have a feel like Danny just pulled. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's the only explanation, Dylan. Scared you're gonna break him. Can't handle your speed. Nick goes for his underhook, keeping it shallow just by staying low on his elbow. Nobody getting a takedown yet. Jordan and Mitchell in a mutual collar tie, breaking it up. I'll let you two settle that. Mitchell, try to pull into the legs. I think Mitchell still wants to do an Imanari roll of sorts. There was an attempt. Like just going the wrong way. Meanwhile, I'm getting... What does Nick do to me here? Kind of like a Russian tie, but from the front. There's 2-on-1 on the arm. Swims around. I basically give him my back like an idiot. Now we're running. I try to hit a turn. Do I get an E-bar here? I think I do. Yeah. So I talked about that a little bit, I think on the last stream and at the last class I taught. Someone getting behind me. I'm trying to run forward, tuck and roll to get some separation between my back and their chest. This is a really sloppy version of it. I love a more dynamic one, but I do get enough movement to turn for a second. But since I can't break free, I decided to go down to the legs and attack the knee bar. Nah, son, we ain't skipping. Another attempt on the same move to get some space. Meanwhile, we got Jordan up in top half guard over there on the side. Making his way past, steps his leg out. Really good knee position here, tucking it into the hip. And then a big step over into mount on Mitchell. Nick is pressing my legs together pretty well, but giving my hips a little too much room. And now I'm in on a cross ashi entrance, but I don't think I get it here. I think Nick keeps me smashed and pressured forward. Speaking of, what's going on with Danny and Caleb? Looks like Danny maybe sits up for a quick headlock. Possibly. Not really getting it, though. Caleb pressures down, gets Danny's shoulders to the mat, and is looking to pass the guard. He was in like a butterfly guard. Almost rolls through. There you go. Gets past now. And settles into north-south. Well, briefly, Danny, looks like Danny's got himself turned up and counters with his own headlock and puts Caleb down. Embarrassing. What did Nick do to me? Nick's... Oh, yeah, I think I got a... It's that bear hug sweep I like. So, double underhooks, nice and high, but up by the shoulder blades. I'm not down on the lower back. I'm up high on the back. S-grip, because Nick is just so damn big, I have to S-grip. And notice the forward shift here. I go from flat on my back, legs in. I extend my butterfly hooks this way to come up to a seated position. This allows me to then pull my right leg back and can start getting up. It's really difficult for Nick to stand up from here, and I can just bend him backwards, take him over to the side in this case, and get a bear hug sweep out of that. What's going on, John? How you doing, buddy? Big old Nick. Now, I would go S-grip there on anybody. It's really all you need. Gable grip certainly would work. It's just a little bit tighter. You don't necessarily need a tight grip. There aren't any hands back there to attack your grip, so you don't need like a very secure grip. An S-grip is just fine. But that won't dissuade me from making a size joke about Nick. So Mitchell taking the back. There we go. Chasing it down on Jordan over here. Looks like maybe Jordan was trying an arm bar or something. Mitchell slips out. There we go. Takes him back down. I like it. Onto the back and over the face on Nick. But he's able to escape. I didn't have his hips well under control at all, so he's able to turn out of it. Make it safe. Fun round, as always. Alright, now we got some bodies on the mat. And Ethan, Dylan, and Jordan, Andrew, and Mitchell. Nick and Danny. So Dylan is making his way past the guard. There we go. Up into north-south. So Mitchell get behind. Looks like maybe Andrew feints a leg attack. He's got his hand on the outside, back exposed. Mitchell takes the opportunity. Andrew really sagging forward. Yeah, Mitchell's just you gotta get more movement into that to really get your opponent down. Mitchell thinks about tapping, hesitates, and wisely does it. I get a little foot sweep on Ethan here, I think. Yeah, Sasai. So this is a fun. What I was really going for, I missed my opportunity, but watch Ethan and I kind of dance sideways towards the camera here. That's a really good opportunity to hit a variation of a foot sweep I really love. If you think about this little side shuffle that Ethan does here, watch his feet. Right, this little jump, shuffle, jump. Right, if you can catch that, if you can get your opponent to move in this way, that left trailing leg, if I just sweep it right here and keep it going before he plants on it there, I can take out both legs very cleanly and get a really nice foot sweep out of that. But I had to settle for a different different takedown. It is. It is always good to see Mitchell on the mats. Looks like Nick tried to do a little kind of sacrifice throw here where he sits through. Oh, okay, going more arm spin on it. I remember this. Yeah, Nick, the only reason this didn't work, well, there are probably a lot of reasons, but I think you could have made this work with a little bit more of a turn where right here, instead of just like looking and falling in this direction, if you completely like reached up with this right hand of yours through your hips back in this direction and just like totally turned yourself around, you could have gotten an arm spin or maybe like a Seoinage, you know, arm throw kind of deal. You just needed a bit more movement there, but I think you have that. I'd love to see you get really good at an arm spin. I think you could make some people move with that. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's, you could say you didn't commit, but like you just got to turn a little harder. And I think you got a great setup. Now Andrew chasing down Mitchell. Running from one side of the mat to the other and just shoving him into the wall. Good stand up from Nick there to get out of Danny's attack. Oh, yeah. Oh, this was really nice from Ethan. I was super stoked about this. Uses the arm drag seated against me standing. Great pull on the arm. Gets me moving. That was not exaggeration for me. I did not anticipate him arm dragging me. So really, really good use of that. Gets my back exposed. Immediately takes my back. And now he's in business. Gets both hooks in, gets that forearm right across my face, digs in under my neck. That was solid. Very, very happy about that. Very, very nice. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a loser. Did Mitchell just give up after getting slammed into the wall there? What happened? Oh, okay. I didn't see this. Kind of off in the corner here. Andrew comes up on top. Gets the turn to the mounted triangle. Locks it up. Very nice. Throw. You did a throw. You could use complete sentences and it'll make more sense. Please and thank you. Big Haragoshi. So, overhook. To the throw. So, watch the footwork here. Danny's kind of coming around the back, but he's not going to get very far when you have that overhook in. And then your left leg goes outside his left leg. That's a Haragoshi. Uchimata would be your leg up the middle, lifting the hips. This is more of a, it's kind of hips, you know, part hip toss, part trip. Like you're pulling the legs out from underneath him as you load him up. Got that leg block. Look at that. It's awesome. Big turn. Danny gets some good air time out of that. I love the technique. If I could give you a pointer, it would just be use your whizzer a bit more effectively. Like, again, it worked here, so I'm not taking anything away from it. When I talk about whizzers, I like to say your shoulder needs to be below your head, not your head below your shoulder. But either way, you're getting Danny's posture broken down, which is the most important thing. You're getting his hand planted to the mat. It was all really good execution. Goes flat on the back. That would have been an ippon in judo if I were a judge. Yeah, well, be better. Be better, Jordan. You know? Just be better. You're a funny guy sometimes. Try to be funny all the time. Taking Ethan through the heavy pass here. Make it miserable and then get him to just throw the leg by. Looking for the armbar myself. With the elbow slipped. Andrew on another knee bar. This time with a more of a heel hook style grip. So the toes are coming out. The toes are on top of the shoulder, not tucked into the armpit. So not exactly like a heel hook, but he's got his hips pointing into the knee, pulling the ankle that way. So basically the effect of a knee bar. Dylan looking to throw that leg by, I bet. Decides to give up, settles into a more of a pressure pass situation. Mitchell looking for up kicks. Andrew turns the corner again to enter the legs. Gets Mitchell turning through. Now he's in a heel hook. There we go. Yeah. Slow is good. Slow is controlled. Good movement from Ethan here. I was telling him, if you're caught in this guillotine, get across the body, so the hip should come that way. What's happening with Caleb? Is Caleb even in the chat? He is. He's lurking. Andrew is just on a mission to destroy Mitchell's legs. Outside heel hook. Dylan, I thought you were entering into a strange mounted triangle. Or a strange entrance to a mounted triangle. Jordan conceding positions so quickly and easily. All right, maybe you guys are working on something. Danny and Dylan. Nick and Caleb. Didn't something happen in your guys' round that you wanted to look at, or was that something else? I don't remember. Nah, you're not far off from it. It's like a regular triangle, but mounted. There you go. You're working to a 3/4 mount here, trying to get Danny's arm isolated. He's going to fight to keep that elbow down by his ribs. Jordan, thought Jordan was in on a leg there, but instead he's getting mounted. Mitchell running me down with a Russian tie. Gets his chest to the back of my head and is forcing my hands to the mat. Big sit out there. So this was something we went over on Saturday, I think. I don't know. One of the last times I taught. It was when Peters was there. And he made a really good point to me that really made me revisit sit-outs, which have historically always been a problem for me. And I attributed it perhaps lazily to size difference, right? Being a smaller guy, trying to sit out and send a guy who's bigger than me get out from underneath him. What I often did was sit out. This is a terrible sit out still, but I would sit out to the side where if I have my head and my arm trapped, right, just one arm, I don't, the guy doesn't have double overhooks on me or anything, I would sit out in the direction my head was on. So if my left arm is trapped and my head is trapped, I would sit out to my right, pin my ear to the back, and then try to like run around them. And I just wouldn't get enough off balancing. And that's how I demonstrated at class. Peters pulls me aside, slaps me in the face, calls me an idiot, takes my black belt away from me and says, go out the other direction. And here's why. That my arm, the trapped arm, I can use if I get my tricep or elbow up in the armpit and backstroke, or like, elbow backwards, not to hit my opponent, not to shatter their orbital or anything like that, but to move their shoulder line. I can get them off balance and then finish my sit out. Here I committed a little too hard and just threw Mitchell off of me. But if anybody has had trouble with their sit outs, that is a detail I would highly recommend you go back and consider. It just opens it up literally in a different direction and to a different outcome. Not me, dude. Yeah, I go on about it. Never hear the end of it from you. Dylan looking for the north-south strangle. All right, let's see what Danny tells you. That's what I want to see. Good. I was hoping Danny would correct that. Yeah, hips down to the mat. Do it the same way you would do the arm triangle, right? The katagatame. Hips down to the mat. You don't want to be on your knees or anything like that. Body all the way flat. There are other important details too. It looks like Danny's gonna talk about it with you or whatever. If you want more details on it, talk to Peters as well. He's really, really good at north-south. Andrew on the triangle here, but Jordan doing a good job keeping as much meat in the choke here as he can. He's not letting Andrew's legs slip over the shoulder. He's keeping his elbows close to the body. All right, damn. Andrew finished it. I was curious if Jordan would get out of that, but very nice. Very nice, Andrew. Up kick from Mitchell. Doing a great job staying guarded. Just slapping me in the face with his feet. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I saw him reach up and maybe grab the head and pull it down or something, but it was good. I like how Nick says, "Hey, Caleb." Caleb responds, and then Nick just disappears from the chat, says nothing. Way to keep the chat alive, Nick. Big shoulder crunch from Danny. Comes up briefly into half guard. Dylan looks like he's trying to keep him there. Danny switches to Keisugatame. Damn, Dylan. Okay, I thought you were about out of there. You didn't tap though. What did Andrew and Jordan do? What was that, Jordan? Maybe there was an arm attack or something? I'm struggling to remember how to do a Tarika Plata. I think I'm way off on it, but start to get to a weird Kimura variation. You split him? Oh, I see. Okay. You got an electric chair on him, by the looks of it. I didn't realize you had an underhook on his leg. I thought he like attacked a straight arm or something. Cause there's his other foot. There. Okay, there you get the scoop. Now you're getting him split up. Very nice. Very nice. It's ironic seeing you do that move. The guy with the tightest hips in possibly the nation. Hitting electric chairs. Me and Ben getting a little flow round in. Good to see Ben working back again. I think his knee's still a little wonky, so we weren't loading it up at all. Not attacking his leg or anything. Danny and Ethan. Ethan looking to retain the back, but Danny's able to get up into closed guard. Andrew and Jordan are chatting. All right, Ethan onto the back attack. Danny's able to get free of it. And very nice switch. Always a good idea if you can catch it on your opponent. You switch from the back attack. They leave their arm up. You switch into the Katagatame. If you've ever rolled with Luke, you've probably been caught in that exact sequence. Look at Ethan stringing together some subs. Love it. Gets legs. Looks like Ethan really enjoys attacking the back when he can get there, which is good. Always like to see that, especially as a lighter guy. That's one of the best things you could work on. Getting to these really asymmetric attacking positions. And if he's going to work on arm triangles, it definitely should be with Danny. Old thick neck Danny. Andrew looking for Kimura over there. Dylan's like turning up. It's difficult because Andrew definitely has the arms. So as you turn up like that, okay, I guess your arms were connected. So I was wondering why I wasn't seeing the arm extraction that I would expect to see from Andrew. Andrew works from top side control, kind of a crucifix position, and makes his way to mount. Did Danny and Ethan get a finish there? Looks like Danny maybe goes straight ankle. Yeah. What are Caleb and Jordan doing over there? Caleb's on the back. Yeah, that's fine, man. I think we were talking about this the other day, but like as a white belt, one of the primary things that you need to like work on is positional defense, positional escapes, submission escapes to a degree as well. But you know, learning how to not get pinned is a very good place to start. It's what I would recommend focusing on to any white belt, is making sure that you have a, you know, some escapes from every pinning position. Know how to get out of side control. Know how to get out of mount. Know how to deal with a knee on belly, back, you know, whatever. You can handle that. You're doing really well, and you can keep yourself safe against other white belts, of course. Going for the legs Kimura on Bin, rolls through to the back. We're cruising. We got, I think, like 3 more rounds, something like that. Mitchell immediately attacking Caleb with a huge reap. Look at this overtie battle with Andrew. So I'm not sure. I remember this happening. I wasn't sure what Andrew's objective here was. So kind of maybe I beat him on the turn. Like I don't know if he was going to turn through for like some sort of Uchimata Haragoshi variation. But here basically he almost kind of jumps onto me, so I just lock the body lock in and we go down. Gets the better of the exchange and gets on top. What's up, Espionage? How you doing? Nick makes his way to side control. Oh yeah, Andrew messed my nose up here pretty good. Got a decent smother attack on me for a hot second. And now a little bit of kipping and maneuvering, managed to get out and then go onto a leg attack. I feel you, man. What was that? That was, okay, just an out, I think an outside heel hook from Irimi Ashi. So butterfly hook in onto the outside heel hook, which if you guys were there Monday, we went over in class. Nick settling into 3/4 mount now. Gets Jordan's arm extended. And takes the back. With a sloppy-ish chair sit. The reason I'll say it's sloppy is the position of Nick's hips relative to Jordan's shoulders. Normally, you know, we like to see the hips coming all the way up behind the shoulders, like that bottom knee, what would be Nick's left knee in this case. I'd like to see it poking out behind the shoulders here. Problem is this hook is in and it's caught, so it's hard to maneuver all the way up the body. Whereas, you know, in a typical chair sit back take, that right foot would be on the ground in front of the stomach, and you could maneuver up the body a little bit more easily. But he gets this connection, pretty open connection, is just able to kind of turn back, scooches his hips behind. Still doesn't have the top hook in. Doesn't mean he doesn't have control here. I mean, yeah, it was, but like it's because you had a hook in, and that's not necessarily a bad thing either. So you're taking what you can work with. I think if Jordan was a little bit more squirrely on this, he could have like turned his shoulders hard to the mat right about here and turned out of it. I'm not gonna disagree, but yeah, Jordan, you know, there's an opportunity here for an escape with just a shift of the hips and the shoulders. That's the risk you run, Nick, with that version of that back take. But whatever, you got it. Doesn't matter. I'll just strangle him. Dude, there's got to be a little flop. Like that first bite, there's got to be some first bite floppage, you know? Nice turn from Andrew. Really rips away this knee tap. Puts a big whizzer on here as I go in for the knee. Gets the hip height. Turns me down with that whizzer very nicely. Caleb looking to break Mitchell's arm. Do not malign Portnoy's method. It takes as many bites as it takes, even if you only get one bite. All right. Trying to not get Anaconda or Darst or seated Katagatamade. Jordan now gets his shoulders to the mat. Nick's got a ways to go to get that control back. Let's see what he does here. It's a fun leg lock exchange. Into 50-50. I think we're just moving. Yeah, okay. Let's look at this. Daniel's coaching Mitchell, so he's to blame for how this went. Danny's barely breathing right now. We'll look at that in a second. So looking for a tripod sweep here. I have my hand on this near side ankle underneath this right leg of mine. Right leg hooked onto the opposite leg and then trying to push at the hips. So the benefit of this variation, or a benefit of this variation, is this hand is not coming off. Like, Andrew can't reach down and strip that grip as easily since my leg is on top of it. Downside, probably not going to come up to complete the sweep. So instead, I immediately start looking for entrances into the legs. I felt good about it. I almost had the leg here, but problem is this is not the primary leg. This is the secondary leg. So the heel hook wouldn't really be as effective as I would like it to be. That's the primary leg. Now we go into 50-50. Andrew's head gets really close to the corner. So we move. Saw a good Kimura sweep here from Caleb. So Mitchell pushes the leg down to try to get past the guard. But he's let his head and his arm get a little too far from each other. And this gives Caleb all the room he needs to lock in a pretty dangerous Kimura here. Nice slow sweep so as not to let Mitchell get kicked in the head by these guys. Jordan now working from close guard. Does Andrew get this? I don't remember. I think I get that because I see my heel there. So from this 50-50 position, he had me in some serious trouble. This would be, you know, a spot where I'm really concerned. Go to peel the legs open. Look at how I get this separation though. I was going over this with Peters maybe a week ago, and I talked about it in advanced class the same day. This is a way I really like to break open a triangle on legs in 50-50. So I weave under the locking leg between me and the leg, right? I'm not putting it in a straight ankle lock. I'm weaving underneath, and then my hand comes up to the top of the toes, and I curl the toes down. As I do that, I'm levering the locking leg up with my elbow and forearm, and I'm levering the locked leg, right, the Andrew's left leg, down with my hand. That clears everything for me. And then now, once that locking leg comes off, I can really, really quickly try to establish a heel hook grip. You can see Andrew just disrupts me there. But if it had worked out well, I hope you guys can see how this grip break is really, really effective in opening up that position. Triangled legs, legs in a figure four are very difficult to deal with. I find this to be a really effective one-armed way of doing it, and it's worked really well for me. So go ahead and steal it and make it work better. But instead, as he uses that second leg to mess up everything I just taught you guys to do, I go for an Aoki lock on this instead. This is where it's almost like inside heel hook pressure. I'm not hitting a straight ankle. His heel is on my chest, and I'm bending it upwards in a manner similar to a heel hook. Now Nick, oh okay, I thought he was going for the chair sit, but opting instead for the mounted triangle. See, Dylan, it's not that hard. If you know you have the head and one arm, you got a triangle. I don't care what position you're in, you have a variation of a triangle. Danny and Mitchell over there. Looks like it might be the only live round, maybe. Danny goes to Panda Guard against our Panda Bear. Jordan, are you and Nick or it's not Nick, it's Ethan. Need to have you guys help me. Yeah, sure, man. Happy to do that. I thought you and Nick were training, but I just confused Nick with Ethan. Because Ethan is, I don't know, more aggressive and better jiu-jitsu than Nick. I don't know where I'm going with that. Trying to insult Nick some way. Happens all the time. Good entrance from Dylan, putting that lesson to work. So you can see Dylan, double inside leg position, right? Now you have your legs outside, you switch to both inside, and you're off to the races. Great entrance. It's a tough thing to teach. People half-ass that entrance all the time, and it costs them. Right onto the back take. Very nice. Caleb looking for the tee bag. Gets the dorsal Kimura position. Sitting right on the head. Not shy about it. Nick with a dirty rash guard pull, it looked like. Maybe the rash guard was just caught. Oh, Caleb's got that arm now. What's he gonna do with it? What's he gonna do with it? Is he gonna lose it? Is he gonna win with it? Now he's got the arm trapped. This is a great position. If he can get that elbow out of here, really it's gonna be up to Nick. He's got either a side triangle he could play with or the dorsal Kimura. Or north-south Kimura. Oh, he's going for it. Look at what he's doing. This is really nice from Caleb. He's not giving Nick any space to get the arm out. He's collapsed his chest onto the arm and is pinning it so that Nick can't turn and quickly try to slip the elbow. He's doing that because he had to open his grip to try to get this arm in the position I was just talking about. It's a very, very astute adjustment there. Caleb wants it, you could tell. Whole lot of nothing. Damn, he lost it. Damn, Caleb, you suck, dude. I know you're enjoying it. Arabia. Such a shame. What else did we miss during all those shenanigans? Because we had Dylan attacking me. Get back to some sort of guard. Again, bear hug sweep. If I can get my hips up and stand, I'm pretty good on those. But Dylan doesn't take a line down, gets the Upa. Ethan looking for the slow arm drag, maybe. Caleb taking time. Check behind his ear. Get the cheese out. Rub it on Nick's face. Standing guard break. Yeah, Dylan, the only thing I would do differently here, like you did the standing part well. Like don't commit to this like double ankle grip here. Just like either get my legs in front of it, like both legs in front of you completely, and then, you know, push them to the side and pass, or back out if you just want to completely reset. You're probably, I mean, holding both my legs like this isn't really going to afford you any sort of special attack. I'd rather just see you start working for the pass, because now you're just settling back to your legs, and I could probably put you back into closed guard, right? You're settling back to your knees. If I like made a good upper body connection, I could pull you in closer, put you right back into closed guard. Just get the legs out from around you and try to pass by them from there. I know passing legs is like a whole nother thing, but no need to go back to the closed guard after you've broken it. This looks kind of cool. So Dylan, we talked about this too, like just some of the stuff I was doing with my sweeps and everything. This is part of that arm drag grip that I've been using a lot, where I'm pushing the wrist control into the hip and I'm pulling at the shoulder. What I was originally looking for here was a sweep in this direction. That's why I'm blocking the leg right here. But I don't have the butterfly hook in with my left leg, so I just try to use it as an arm drag. see the switch I make here. Quickly pulling and getting up to my legs at this, or getting up to my knees at the same time. Pulling by, getting the back exposed, trying to close that space. Dylan does a good job hiding his back and getting to a guard. I think I was tripped up with the hands on the ankles. Yeah, I noticed that. What are we, 41? I noticed that, but that's where, when you're working with that standing guard break, over time, that's going to mean nothing to you. Like, people put their hands on my ankles, I couldn't care any less. I want you to start to get comfortable with that, right? You'll get put down over and over, but like, I got nothing. Like, throw your hips forward, push my legs by, right? Just because my hands are on your ankles doesn't mean I'm going to put you back with it. We can work on that a bit more. I think that'd be a good, useful spot for you to work from. Caleb back on that Kimura threat, switching out of the armbar. Can he get it? Nick shuts it down. He's got to wait out 20 seconds on the clock, down to 15, coming in on 10. It's the turn. I'm going to assume nothing happens because they go off screen. Chasing Ben out of his corner. All right. Last round, Caleb trying to knee me in the face right off the bat. Look at this. Fakes the knee in the face. Scares me. I let him go. I really hate that you chose to stand with me this entire round, Caleb. It was very tiring. Good to see a bit of a dragged out stand-up battle here. Let's do some fast forwarding. Yeah, but you're beautiful too. An example of that arm drag stuff I was looking for. That close head position. I have a good enough grip. The difference here. Take it easy, Dylan. Thank you, buddy. Difference here is Caleb has my wrist under control. I don't have his wrist, but it works exactly the same way. I just need the wrist to be lower than my shoulder, and I could hit a drag. So whether or not you are controlling their wrist doesn't matter. Just keep their hand low, and then look for your drag. You can see there I've got it. I tried to take a big swim around the back and close the distance, but Caleb was able to shut it down. Caleb almost had some foot sweeps on me here too. That was stupid. I should have turned toward you. It was coming up soon. Sweep single attempt. Good job putting the hand on the back of the neck, posting down. Unable to come up and do anything with that. Recover, get that 2-on-1 wrist position, and I could get safe from any sort of anacondas or whatever. That was nice. I want to see the moment where I thought you could have foot swept me really, really well. I hope we didn't pass it. got to be coming up here. Yeah, that's what it was. Let's look at this. Because, like, I felt my feet were very close together. You're all the way to my opposite foot. This is what I was saying, where I think if this connection had just been a little bit more forceful, I'm flat on my back on this one. Like, this was dangerously close. I knew I had messed up as you were executing it. I really don't know how I managed to stay on my feet, except for the fact that I don't think you gave me enough of a push up top. But what that tells me is I feel like you've got a good, like your feeling, your sense that it's there is like it's getting dialed in now. Like you could see these moves when the opportunity arises. And like this wasn't even really set up in any special way. Like you raise up and you go for it. But you could tell I'm kind of bracing. I'm upright. It's probably pretty easy to get my head behind my hips at this point. I think you should have put me right on my back on that one. I would have hated you, but it would have been awesome. But I hope that makes sense. I hope you see what I was talking about, Caleb. Nice re-roll, bastard. Just look at that. Look at that effective leg hook right here. Gets me going right over. Now onto that same tripod variation before. So, yep, leg in behind the hip or behind the ankle, foot in the hip. Come in here in a second. Big man fall. And now onto our usual BS. Try to pass from like top half guard. You just about got me rolled over there too. But I feel like you did a great job here at the end, just staying mobile as I started to pass. Like you weren't accepting the positional advancements. Just good work of the lockdown, all that stuff. Everything we've seen you working on for months now. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That was some good rounds. Nice short night tonight. May 10th, Naga. Hope you guys have that on your calendar. Let us know if you want to compete, if you haven't yet. And mark it on your calendar if you're not going to compete. Come out and support your training partners and watch them do their thing and get their gold. Hit the follow button if you're lurking in the chat. Hit the subscribe button if you're liking. And subscribe over at YouTube as well. Thank you, Jordan. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks to everybody else. Really, really appreciate it. I think we can keep it at that. I'll be teaching next Monday. I think Bertram's going to cover this Saturday, so I hope to see you guys at class. And yeah, we're going to keep on going with Leg Lock Week. So go trim your nails and do your laundry and don't be stinky. And we'll see you back on the mats. Take it easy.